Literally a beautiful day out here. It's a little colder, but the sun is shining on me nicely, getting some vitamin D. Got the morning protein, just finished it up. But today we're gonna be talking about exercises, exercise selection, how to pick the right ones for your body, what I'm doing right now, and just kind of what I'm looking for when I do. To start off with, not every exercise is gonna work for everyone. What I do doesn't work for my clients. So I build out a template and I say, complete this. And then you go try it out. If you didn't like something, we adjust it. If you've had a shoulder injury in the past, you can't do shoulder press, we adjust it. One of my clients does have an elbow injury, and he's been dealing with it for years. And what we've been trying to do is just build up the muscle around it and do movements that aren't causing him pain. Because he would just go in there and do tricep pushdowns, and he would feel the pain. He would do shoulder press, he would feel it, and he would just keep going. And I was like, bro, no. If it hurts, don't do it, because you're obviously not targeting the muscle very well. And if it's painful, what are we thinking here? And when it comes to the three things that I look for in every exercise, first it's just going to be progressive overload ability. When you have these movements that you don't like and you want to adjust them, what I look for in an adjustment is first going to be stability. Can I confidently sit there, get comfortable, press the weight, and it felt nice and stable, it felt good. If it didn't, that one's off the list. Next, it's going to be progression. How heavy do I have to start here? Like, what is my limit right now? If I have to go load on 5 plates on each side just to get a good contraction, let's go pick something else, because I'm not trying to load on 10 plates every single time and it's just a ridiculous load. How can I progress it? That's what you should be looking for. Can I easily progress this? If you can, that's a really good exercise. And then the last piece is just making sure that you're actually targeting the right muscle. Replacing a lat put down because it hurt, you should probably do another lat movement, not just be your mid back or something else that you are going to hit later, because then your lats obviously won't get any targeting. You should feel it in the muscle group that you're trying to hit. If you're doing dumbbell press and you feel it in your tricep, maybe you should not do that. Or if you're doing shoulder raises and you're feeling it in your back. So I mean, really, to kind of summarize it, the three things you're looking for are stability. Does it feel good? And then progressive overload. Can I constantly get this stronger every single week? And then lastly, do I actually feel it in the muscle when I'm doing it? Maggie, are you getting... Dude, Maggie's fighting a squirrel right now. You're going to see this. This is ridiculous. This happens every morning. Are you training your body to do the 2 sets? Are you training your body to do the 4 sets? Because if you train your body to do 2 sets, then you're really going to have to take it hard, maybe leave a couple reps in reserve. Either way, you're going to build muscle if you show up to the gym and you actually do give it that intensity and you have like no reps left or 1 rep in reserve. As long as you do hit that muscular failure, then you will grow, and then your diet will help you as well. But a lot of people will disagree on sets and reps and all that kind of stuff when that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is just going to be obviously your training intensity, which everyone agrees on. Train to failure, have like 1 rep in reserve. And what I see a lot of coaches agreeing on is the meal side of things. People are starting to realize how important carbs are. A lot of coaches are noticing that we do not need to cut out carbs. We don't need to make people do carnivore. They can still eat the foods they like and lose weight. It's just about being smart about it, timing out the carbs, eating good carbs, eating good protein, lower the protein. It's game changer. Put my clients on. They're all down 15, 20 pounds and all their lifts are up. So all the coaches are going to disagree. It's just about finding one that you do agree with. Back in the day, I used to just pull from random places. And bringing it back to exercise selection and how that changed my split, I always start the week off with push, and then pull, and then legs, and then repeat. And how I structure my workouts, I do 2 to 3 exercises. I always have a substitution exercise just in case I need more volume, because I do 8 to 12 sets on the entire week. On my Heavy app, which is where I track my workouts, it's only 8 exercises total for the week. So I give myself substitution exercises in case I want to bring up my volume. Typically, I'll add it in on one day, just 1 more exercise, giving me 2 more sets, pulling everything up to 10 on the week. And the first movement that you want to start out with is whatever muscle group you want to bias. I mean, if it's like your weak point, you want to start with your weak point and then work your way down. I always start with my chest, go to my shoulders, and then my triceps, because my triceps are my biggest and most developed. So I do them last because they're going to get the least amount of output compared to my chest when it got the freshest, the best muscle contractions possible. 2 whole movements to recover, and then I kill it again. Same thing with the other ones. I don't like it when people do chest, chest, tricep, tricep, shoulder, shoulder. You're just letting it get a bigger break so that you can push more weight. If you're pushing more weight, you're obviously going to be stronger. You're going to be feeling stronger, and you're going to get way better of a contraction. So the first movement is always going to have to be a compound. For chest, I would do incline dumbbell. You can also do flat bench, but I don't recommend doing flat bench. I don't think it's as optimal. I'm not saying it's a bad movement, but it's really hard to target your upper chest. So if I only do upper chest movement, I should just be getting the whole 9 yards. Now, second, I'm gonna move into a shoulder movement. I would typically do shoulder press, maybe lateral raises, just depending on what day of the week and what I have set out. But I'll go do shoulder press. I like to do my compounds earlier. I would do the shoulder press, and then next, you have tricep. And I do any kind of dip or overhead extension, push down. Right now, I'm currently running dips, weighted dips. I'm trying to progress those as far as possible. So I give myself just 3 really hard compounds, push those to failure, and then the next 3 are more accessories. So for chest, I would typically do a cable fly, fly, or a chest fly on a machine, or a pressing movement for incline, and then a fly. That's literally all I do for chest. Sometimes I'll occasionally throw in maybe flat bench just to test it out. Maybe some other stuff like a machine press, just substitution exercises, as I want to talk about right now. You get your core 6, and then you have substitution options that maybe you run once a month. You still track those though, so you can see what you did last time and see how those progress in the last month. And now when it comes to your second day, your pull day, I always start off with back. How I run those is you need a vertical pulling movement and a horizontal pulling movement. Sometimes I'll even throw in a third movement depending on what I want to hit. If I want to do some lower back, if I want to hit traps, whatever it is. But I always start off with lat pull down or pull ups, just a really hard compound. I push lat pull down as hard as I can go, or I'll do pull ups as hard as I can go. Try to just do weighted, do even heavier every single week, and that kills me. I typically do 2 to 3 sets, just depending on if I'm going to pull in an extra exercise or not. It just comes down to being able to adjust things on the fly and knowing your body inside and out. And then after that, I hop into my bicep movements. How I structure this is I always do a rotating thing, either sitting, standing. I do up hammer and then a regular curl, regular and then hammer. Just you rotate at the top every time. You come up and rotate, come up, rotate. Really, really good for just hitting both of the heads. And then after that, I'll typically do a preacher curl, and then I'll do some reverse curls. Typically those 3, sometimes I only do 2. And then obviously you got to do forearms. People neglect forearms way too much. All you need to do is get a dumbbell and come like this. Curl this way or curl up. Or get a cable, curl this way or curl up. Do it 2 times a week, 2 sets. That's optimal. 8 sets on the week. Crazy. And then leg day. This is what I recently started to change. I realized that doing just quad focus and killing my quads, and then doing just hamstring focus and killing my hamstrings, I just feel like I wasn't really able to properly recover. So I kind of cut it back. Instead of just doing quads, I have a quad focus day, but I still do a hamstring movement. I'll do 2 quad, 1 hamstring. I do these 3 sets to complete failure. I freaking made crazy leg gains. And honestly, it was just from doing hack squat and pendulum, just spamming those, going as heavy as possible to complete failure. That was a game changer for me. My legs got actually diced, and I thought I had the worst leg genetics ever. I was like, bro, I'm squatting 405 pounds and I'm pretty light and lean, like aesthetic legs. And then I just started going hard, continued to show up. And now I actually have good legs. And it was from pendulum and hack squat and leg extensions. Like, I would always start off doing pendulum. I would do like 2 compounds, 2 hard ass ones. I wouldn't even do the Bulgarians. I wouldn't do the goblets. Wouldn't do none of that. I would go get on that machine, just load up heavy ass weight, just a full body. Oh my gosh, it kills you. You get off of there with a full body fatigue, and that's how you grow. I'm not gonna lie. So I would do two quad movements, do a pendulum, do a leg extension, and then go do some hamstring curls, and then go hit your calves, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, go hit your abs. 2 to 3 movements. I'll do the ab wheel. I'll do upside down like crunches, and then I'll do just cable crunches. Cable crunches are huge. If you're gonna do anything, just do cable crunches. Put it above your head, load it up, watch it progress every week. You could do the ab wheel rollout, fun, just to try to progress it, try to get it on my feet, just more calisthenic work. And the last thing is hanging leg raises is just kind of the best alternative, because I go to a gym where it's kind of weird. I literally lay upside down and then I do my crunches, but most gyms do not have that. So just do hanging leg raises, put a weight in between your feet if you can, work up to that. And then the second day of the week, everything's gonna repeat, but I do different exercises. Does that make sense? On your push day, none of the workouts should be the same from your first push day, but it should have the same idea of how you did that first one. Same thing with your pull day. And then when it comes to your leg day, instead of doing 2 quad focus, you do 2 hamstring focus. So just do a really, really heavy RDL, and then whatever kind of machine you want to do, whether it's laying down hamstring curls or sitting down hamstring curls, any kind works. And then just go do calf raises. Literally, you can do the machine one where it's on your shoulder, you can do the seated one, hit your calves. That's exactly what I'm running right now, and that's exactly what I run my clients on. And if they want to change anything, we get on a call, I have them run through the first week. They're like, yeah, I didn't really like this movement. I didn't really like this movement. I would like to add a little bit more volume to this day. I hear what they say. I internalize it. Give them the best possible option. The final takeaway of this whole thing is stop asking what workouts are most optimal. You need to figure out what workouts are most optimal for yourself, because not every exercise is the most optimal, and it's going to work for everyone. If you're not doing this, you're leaving gains on the table. You got to do ones that you feel the stability, you can progressive overload, and overall, you feel it in your muscle when you're actually doing it. That's all it takes. You show up in that aspect. I just gave you guys so much free game. That was my entire split, my exercise selection, talking about how other coaches have different philosophies, and I just keep harping on it that the main focus is doing what works for your body, what you enjoy doing. Because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to show up. The reason I was able to show up 6 years consistently over and over was because I had a system that I enjoyed. Yeah, it's still going to be hard. You still got to put the discipline. Maybe it's not like a fun thing to do, you know? I'd like to go have a donut. I'd like to go have some ice cream, you know, but I prefer to have the shreds even more. And I'm not saying that you can't have the ice cream. You can't have that. It's just in moderation. But personally, I just cut it out completely because I'm just trying to be as most optimal and take this as far as I possibly can, because I just feel better when I don't eat the junk food. I'm not saying that you can't eat the junk food, but obviously you're going to have repercussions when you do. You're not going to feel as good. You're not going to be getting the proper micronutrients that you could have got if you would have just ate something else. But yeah, boys, that is a wrap on today. I will come back tomorrow. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I tried my best. Tomorrow will be even cleaner. We had a freaking squirrel today. We had the dogs going crazy. Got Stella over here. Let's do it.